Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's Pirate City Buck coming at you live with another video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get all future videos. So I just want to talk about some developments. By the way, we have a Twitter and a Facebook page coming within the next week or so. So once those are up, I'll make sure you guys are the first to know. And we'll be posting some news stories, doing some retweets, and being a little more active with you guys so you guys don't have to wait between videos. And then eventually we're going to get to daily uploads. So, so stay tuned. Big things coming for the channel to really put us at a competitive level. But I just want to talk about some developments that I heard recently. Per sources, the Buccaneers are taking a serious look at a cornerback out of Rutgers named Isaiah Wharton. Now, I looked at his tape. He looks pretty good. He looks pretty good from what I've seen. He's really good in coverage. I think he could be a little bit more aggressive when he's tackling, like downfield. But he does he gets tackles, a lot of shoestring tackles. But I think that can be corrected, especially under Todd Bowles. But what this means for the team, I think this has a lot of significance. As far as when it comes to the draft, free agency, and current players that are already on the team. Based on what I heard, the Buccaneers were pretty much one of the only teams who were really aggressively looking at this guy. So, last time, we got reports like this last year is about MJ Stewart, and we ended up drafting him in the second round. So, I'm definitely very sure, I'm pretty sure we're going to end up getting this guy, or someone else of his caliber. Now, this is significant because Isaiah Wharton is not a first-round pick. He's a second-round level guy who's very unlikely to slip into the end of the first round. Still very good, very talented, but he's just not really a first-round talent. So, this is very significant because a lot of us, including myself, thought that we were going to draft a cornerback like Greedy Williams or DeAndre Baker in the first round. And I think out of those two, the best fit would probably be DeAndre Baker because he's a little more aggressive. He fits more of a 3-4 scheme. He knows how to blitz off the corner. Greedy's good in coverage, but I think DeAndre Baker's about as good as Greedy Williams. So I thought that we were going to get DeAndre Baker. But, I evaluated the team's needs, and now I see I had a suspicion that this could be a possibility, and based on this report, it seems like we're going to go a different way. And this is why. At the beginning of this year, all of us could mostly agree that our top need was cornerback, our second need was pass rusher, and our third need might have been offensive line, maybe not. Now that the year is concluded, we found out we have pass rushers who are very good. One of them is Carl Nassib, young guy. We should develop him very well, and he's under contract this year. And we also have Vita Vea, who's very good against the run, and he's a pretty good pass rusher as well because he's got speed on him and strength on him. We're getting G-Mac. If we say 4-3, we're probably going to get G-Mac back. But that ball is in our court. So that's completely up to us, what we want to do with him. But he's pretty good at pass rush. He got 6 sacks this year too. And we got our first 12-sack guy, or 10-plus sack guy in JPP. He got 12.5 sacks. So we have a pass rush. It's just a matter of how much we blitz. And I think we're going to blitz a lot more Todd Bowles based on what Todd Bowles has said. So our pass rush issue, I think, for the most part, is fixed. It's going to be corrected. So I think we get, 50 plus sacks this year, to be honest with you, based on who we have already. I think Noah Spence is going to see a resurgence as well under this new staff. So based on that, that's not really a top level need, and we can maybe address that with more of a developmental guy who can develop into being a good pass rusher, like a Jacquez Smith type of guy. So based on that, that's no longer our top need. Cornerback, Carlton Davis looks like a number one cornerback. He needs to be developed a little bit more. He's a little raw, but from what everyone's seen, he looks very good. Has very good flashes against very good receivers, and he's able to keep up step for step with a lot of fast receivers in our division. So I think he's going to be the guy, going forward. Grimes is going to be gone, and kind of rightfully so. He didn't have a good year this year, and based on what he said, I don't think he's going to come back to the organization. Vernon should be back though, so I think Vernon can play outside or nickel. I think he'll be more dominant at the nickel position. But based on the fact that we're having serious talk for the second round cornerback, I think that we're going to address that position in free agency. Now, either I think we could trade for Patrick Peterson, or we could go scoop up somebody like E.J. Gaines, who's going to be in free agency this year, who's the guy I liked and I wanted to see the Bucs get last year. So I think I would pick E.J. Gaines because he's a little bit younger. But if we got Patrick Peterson, I wouldn't be upset with that either. I just don't want to give up too much for Patrick Peterson because I think we have other needs on the team. But if we can get him for like a JPP style trade and then maybe trade back in the first to get that third round pick back, I think that works. I think that'd be a good trade. And then we'd be set at cornerback. So that's an easily correctable position. So I don't think that that's top need either. But what was glaringly obvious was during the year, our offensive line was inept. We could not run the ball because our offensive line could not get a push up front. And this cornerback move relates into Rojo. I looked at Alvin Kamara's tape last night. I looked at Rojo's preseason tape because he don't have that many regular season tapes. And they move the same. They're both very shifty, very shiesty. Both of them are very fast. Now, Kamara's a little bit better catcher out of the backfield, but we can work on catching. It's just a matter of getting reps in practice. And that's why I like Bruce Arians so much, because Bruce Arians said that he's going to run 2 practices at the same time in order to see what we have with the younger guys. And I think that's really going to help Rojo out. Because people are talking about Rojo, like he's a bust. You've seen I looked up all his plays for preseason and regular season. And there were 4 plays where he was not met in the backfield by a defender. On those plays, he got 6 yards, 5 yards, 11 yards, and one touchdown in preseason, and one of those 4 yards was a touchdown in the regular season against the Browns. So if you block for Rojo, he will score, he will get yards. He's a strong dude. But when 2 and 3 people are meeting him in the backfield, what do you expect him to do? So I don't think we know what we have with Rojo. I think he's Kamara type. And if we can get him to be a good pass catcher and get him an extra offseason with full level reps and with starter level reps, he'll go at Peyton Marvin. Peyton Marvin couldn't catch either. But we were able to teach him over a year or 2, and now he's a very good catcher, out of the backfield. And I think once Rojo learns how to do that, he'll be a real good third down back, and then we can transition him into the starter. Because I think he's more talented than anyone on our team, and I think his talent level is starting caliber. So I don't see many differences between him and Kamara other than the fact that Kamara can catch the ball out of the backfield. Which he learned. He didn't catch the ball in Tennessee, but the Saints coaching staff taught him how to catch. And I think when you have a good coaching staff like we just got with Bruce Arians and Leftwich and his team, I think we're going to be able to see more development from guys like Ronald Jones. And So that's why this is also significant, because of guys like him. So I think on the O-line, we had two good players. Ali Marpet's the top. Ryan Jensen is good. I looked at Ryan Jensen's tape. Ryan Jensen's a good run blocker, and he's a good pass blocker. He's inconsistent sometimes, but I think that has more to do with the coaching, more so than him. But he has he's real strong run blocker, and he's a really good pass blocker. I think he just needs a little more discipline and a little bit better coaching. But I think he's definitely good at that position. Donovan Smith is talented. He's good, but he just does not perform. He could be very lazy at times, and he underperformed this year. So this is contract year, so we're going to see what happens with him. But if he stays, I don't think he should get paid. He hasn't shown anything to show he should get paid like a top-level tackle. He's been very inconsistent. So if we do keep him, I want to sign him to a cheap contract that we can lock him down for a long term, but pay him what he deserves, which is not top-level money. It's just not. Dot is good. A lot of people are ragging on Dot. Dot's been doing pretty good. You can kind of see his age coming, but I think we definitely got at least a year or two left in DeMar Dotson. So I'm not worried about Dot. But I think our main issue is, replacing Beninock with a good, dominant right guard who's a good run blocker, who can make a hole at the point of attack, who can double team block in combination block with Ryan Jensen and make holes for the running back to go through. Once we get holes in the run game, it doesn't matter who we have there in the backfield. We'll be able to run the ball on these guys. That's it. That's the only reason we have been able to run, is because our offensive line has not been able to block. So we're going to see what happens with that. But I think it's pretty clear that we're going to get an offensive lineman in the first round. I would say either Jonah Williams, or maybe we could trade back and get Jawan Taylor out of Florida. He's a very good blocker. But I think we're going to get a dominant run blocker who is also a pretty good pass blocker. Which you can develop in someone into being a good pass blocker. I think Kappa's going to get some more reps this year. So I think we're definitely going to I think we're going to probably adjust in the free agency too. So I'm real excited about this. Like I said, Isaiah Wharton at cornerback is very good. It'd be good to get a guy in free agency like EJ Gaines, who's a starter, and because there are going to be certain reps going to have 4 corners in. So, on those reps, we need 4 good cornerbacks. I think a good free agency plus draft pick at cornerback will accomplish that. I wouldn't be opposed to getting Tyrann Mathieu to go up there with Justin Evans and Jordan Whitehead. And I think we're definitely going to, make some moves in this offseason that are going to put us in position to really be dominant on the defensive side. But I'm more excited about the offensive line, because once the middle 3 are good and we get a coach that gets on Donovan's butt about being lazy and being inconsistent, and he actually performs to his level of talent, I think we're going to be unstoppable on offense. We're going to be good blockers for Jameis. Jameis is going to have a real pocket. We're going to be able to block for Rojo and Peyton. Maybe pick up a running back free agency, or maybe late in the draft. I'm going to go over what I think we should draft on another video. But I think this is a really good development. I think this is good for the team, and I'm real excited. So I'm going to cut this video short. I'm going to be back. I'm going to try to get the daily uploads, but I'm going to talk to y'all about the Twitter page and the Facebook page when those are actually completed. So it's Pirate City Buck. Raise the sails. Fire the cannons. Make sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell in order to get all future videos. Pirate City Buck, signing out.